What's going on, everyone? It's Mike, it's John back again, and this is your match reaction, not the debrief, not the preview. Match reaction, there we go. Let's just get into it. Substitutions tonight were shocking. First half performance for half an hour was really good. After that, shocking. Over to you.
Sums up everything we've said the last month. We start well, or we have a better second half. We can't put two halves of football together. His in-game management is shocking. His in-game substitutes are shocking. That game was there for Everton. Yes, Barry missed a sitter, in my opinion. He's took the wrong player off, mate, and brought better one. If I was a manager, I would have kept him on to try and right the wrongs by missing that chance. He wasn't happy, mate. And you know what? I am with Barry wholeheartedly, 100%. He should not have been taken off. Substitutes, you mentioned them when he made the substitutes, when he got the right ones on. He brought Charlie on, he brought Tim on. We did look a better team. But there was a chance there, mate, where we had 2-on-1. And Beto was nowhere in the play. 2-on-1. And he's took Barry off for him. I think his in-game management is shocking. As I said before, I think he's got his favourites. I'm surprised Kieran Dewsbury all lasted as long as he did. If I was a manager, he would have been hauled off at half-time. Mate, David Moyes needs to start getting a squeaky bum, mate, because I'm telling you now, it's not good enough. 1 win in 8. And yes, there might be Everton fans who drop in the comments going, we drew at Sunderland. They've had a great start to the season. That game was there for us to take to them. For half an hour, we did. And then they come into it. Sunderland with a better team. Sunderland can probably feel hard done by, because I think Sunderland with a better team for 3/4 of that game.
Yeah, I mean, that game just felt like the second half performance against West Ham, the game against Palace. It just felt so disjointed in the end, and it's mad because Everton were playing so well, and we were so happy, and we were having a laugh and a joke. We were whispering to each other, and ultimately, in the end, it's the same old Everton. Poor performance. We had one shot in 70 minutes in the end, I think it was. One shot in 68 minutes. I mean, it's appalling. And
I think
even
that's the one we scored, isn't it? It's the one we scored.
No, that was after that. So, when you put it in perspective like that, the substitutions, how do you sit there tonight and the first two substitutions you make in that game is bringing McNeil and Better onto that pitch when you've got Alcaraz, Roll, Diblin, whoever else? I just don't get it. I don't get it. And look, I am, and have been for a long time, and people have commented, I am one of Moyes has got so much in the bank with me, but he's making it difficult because his in-game management this season, for the first 10 games of this season, has been atrocious. And look, I'm more than happy to praise Moyes when he gets it right. No problem. Always will. But today, yet again, he got it wrong. He got it wrong today. The team setup was okay. I maybe would have started James Garner in at right back like me and you discussed, and having a different central midfielder. But ultimately, his substitutions today killed any effort that we had going forward. And what will annoy me even more is he's no doubt going to come back in his match reaction thing that he does, getting on Sky and whatever. And he'll say that's a great point. He'll come out and go, that was a good performance, when ultimately it is a good point, but it's only a good point because of the team we got a point again. The performance was poor, and Sunderland should have won in the end.
Well, he said after the last game he was happy with the performance, and he was the only one who was. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm close to the point now of having enough. We spoke about this. It's 1 win in 8. We play a Fulham team who can beat us at Hill Dickinson. Then we play a Man U team who've got a newfound confidence. That then becomes 1 win in 11. I think Moyes needs to start worrying, because as you've said many times, Michael, these freakins won't take any prisoners, mate. We've seen them at Roma. They'll get rid of them. They just get rid of them. And Moyes isn't helping himself with his in-game management, his in-game tactics. Yeah, it was great for the first half hour, and we can turn around and we can sit here and we can go, well, he got his substitutions right. His first 11 right. For half an hour, we were okay. We couldn't have been any worse than what we have been lately. But I'm telling you now, mate, his in-game management and his in-game substitutions, for me, stink of a dinosaur of a manager. There you go, I've said it. It's a dinosaur of a manager with dinosaur tactics. We spoke about it on the watch-along. We brought 7 outfield players in the summer. Kieran Dewsbury-Hall and Jack Grealish have been the 2 prominent ones out of the 7 outfield players. Jack Grealish has done okay. Hasn't pulled up any trees for me. Hasn't been brilliant. Thought I would have got more. Kieran Dewsbury-Hall tonight was shit. How must Tyler Dibblin feel when you've got Dwight McNeil coming on before you, when you cost £42 million? £42 million. How many minutes have we seen him this season? You know,
less than 90, I'd say.
But mate, I think it's about half an hour, 40 minutes. You know, we might have seen a half out of him. That's it. I'm going to go as far as saying I actually don't think the majority of them signings who come in are some of Moyes' signings, mate. So something's got to give. Something's got to give. Because if they're not Moyes' signings, and there's a transfer committee at this football club now, and we're watching Dwight McNeil come on before a player who we spent £42 million on, and you've got a striker getting taken off who cost you £32 million, and you've got Beto coming on who touched the ball 3 times. Nah. It's poor management, mate. It's poor dinosaur management.
The Barry substitution for me was shocking because he clearly wanted to stay on the pitch. He wasn't having a great game.
We wanted him to stay on the pitch. Shouldn't have been taken off.
I know, but he wasn't having a great game after he missed that chance. But he's only going to improve if you give him minutes. We know what Beto does or doesn't do, by the way, in most cases. It was a pointless substitution, and Barry comes off. He's clearly upset. He's sad. He's shaking his head. As you just said, John, and you're right, it destroys the confidence that the poor lad's got. He was good when he come on last week. He started okay today. He battles hard for the goal. He gets the assist tonight for that goal, battling, gets the ball into Enjoy. Enjoy works for magic, makes it 1-0. Barry was winning headers. He got in the chance for the shot. Yes, it went over the bar, and yes, it should have scored. But at least he got in the moment. Mate, you said it. 1-on-1 at the end of the game, and Beto's not even in the box.
Mate, he was in the centre circle and the ball was on the edge of their 18-yard box.
It's shocking. So, look, it is what it is. The goal we conceded is poor as well. 45 seconds after kickoff, poor goal to concede. I think Sunderland fans may feel slightly aggrieved they didn't get a penalty, but look, we'll talk about that in the debrief. James Tarkowski got one given against him for having his arms there and leaning. So, I can certainly see why Sunderland fans, if their arms are out here, I can certainly see why they might have wanted a penalty. But look, all in all, it is a point at a tough ground. I will take the point, but the performance, the game management, the substitutions, yet again, shite.
The way we played for the last 15 minutes of the first half and the second half, you can't do that against the Fulham team who can hurt you. And if we do, because you know what worries me, Michael? And I said this on the watch-along, it'll be back to normal on Saturday. Kieran Dewsbury will be back in. Jake O'Brien will be at right back. And there'll be no Charlie Alcaraz. There'll be no Tim Irbuman. There'll be no Tyler Dibblin. And when you look at how we looked, and you said this, how we looked when Tim come on and Charlie come on, we were so much better. We were so much better in the middle of the park. Now, I'm going to go as far as saying now, the way we looked the way we did in the middle of the park when them two players come on. Do you know if Tierney or Barry stays on that pitch, I think we probably have a better chance of getting the 3 points there. Because I'm telling you now, when we picked that ball up and it was 2-on-1, Tierney or Barry would have been busting a gut to get in a position to have a chance to score. Beto was in the centre circle, mate. Beto was in the centre circle. And I'm telling you now, I know what's going to happen. I can see it in the stars. Moyes and Barry are going to have words leading up to Saturday's game. And Beto starts on Saturday.
Shocking. Right, look.
And again, before we finish, we've been screaming for this, and I have on social media. Jake O'Brien now has to partner Michael Keane at centre-half. And James Garner drops into to right-back. Even Maitland Rowe, we haven't even mentioned him. He didn't even get minutes tonight, Michael. And he's looked good when he's come on. He's looked good when he's come on. Better than most of the midfielders. You cannot sit there now and tell me that Dwight McNeil is any better than Maitland Rowe, than Tyler Diblin, than Charlie Alcaraz, because he come on before him, than Tim Irabuman. That, for me, has absolutely took everything away of me hoping that Moyes will get it right when he's brought Dwight McNeil on tonight. When he's brought him on before the others, if you're sitting on that Everton bench, mate, you're thinking, what the fuck have I got to do here?
Right, look, we will leave it there. The debrief will be tomorrow, guys. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Thanks, everyone, for the support in the watch-along. And up the toffees.